Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is another video that will be a story time video, and as you guys can see from the titling up above, this is about the time that I fell in love with someone that I never met. So if you guys are interested in hearing the story, please continue watching. So this story first starts off taking place around back in 2010, 2011. I was a junior in college, and this is when Twitter was like a big thing, like the biggest thing. Like everyone who's anyone had a Twitter, and I was meeting people who I even went to college with, but didn't know they went to the college, and developed friendships and all that jazz. But this particular person did not go to the same college that I attended. He actually went to a college in North Carolina, but had family that lived in Georgia and was born and raised outside of the country. So, I started off with finding him, coming across his Twitter page, and I thought he was cute, and I was like, you know what, I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my shot. So I went ahead, started just communicating. When he would post things on Twitter, I would comment back, you know, and it eventually developed into us just talking, not just on Twitter, but outside of Twitter. And we talked about meeting and getting to see each other face to face, but it never happened. Let's just say I know we've had attempted at least 3 times to meet, but for some reason on his end, it never worked out. But no, he was not catfish. I know you guys are wondering, was it catfish? He was catfish, girl. He wasn't real. No, he was actually catfish. I mean, he actually was not catfish. He was real. During that time, we didn't have FaceTime, but we had Skype. So him and I would Skype, and I would be able to actually get to see him. And so when I met him, this was during a time where his life, he was having some hard times, and he actually ended up enlisting in the Army. And so when he did that, he went to basic training. We stayed communicating through letters, and yeah, so we still stayed in contact. Once he was done with basic training, he actually ended up going to Korea and being stationed there. We still stayed in communication. We really was very unsure if there would ever be an opportunity that we would actually really meet face to face. But I do remember there was this time that he actually met a girl in Korea who also was in the Army, and she was my roommate freshman year. So I remember he was like super excited. He was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, even though we've never met, I met someone who knows you, who literally like slept next to you in the same dorm. So he was really excited about that. I do remember there was a point in time, even though I had never physically met him, I had let myself out there, and I told him that I really liked him and I wanted to see where it could go and if he liked me, and he shut me down. He straight up shut me down. One of his reasonings was because of the fact that he wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Another reason why was the obvious, we had never met. But yeah, so it was awkward. We hadn't spoken for a little while just because we felt like, you know what, let's just give each other a little bit of space. It was just really weird. And then we started picking back up and communicating again. I was hurt. I was hurt though. When he shot me down, I was like, dang, I don't do this. And then here I am getting rejected, but it's cool. And we started communicating again. And just like friends, he was such a great friend to me, like such a great friend. I remember there was a point in time where I had my roommate at the time, and she wasn't helping out financially and could have been putting us in jeopardy of getting evicted. And he was like, well, what's her portion of the rent? How much is it? And I told him, and he was like, go to Western Union and I'll have the money for you. Like, he was doing, and we never physically met, but he would do these really, really nice things for me to make sure that I was straight. Even like after college, he was like, you know, how much money you got in your account? That's it? Go to Western Union, I'm gonna send you some money. I'll be like, no, you don't have to do that for me. It's fine, it's good. No, I care about you. I wanna make sure you're straight. Just go ahead. I'm gonna do it anyway. I know your information. It's there waiting for you. Things like that. He would do really sweet things and great things that he was not obligated to do, but he would do it. But let's go back to his time while he was in Korea. So while he was in Korea, he actually ended up rekindling his relationship that he had with an ex that he was with during his college years. And he would fly her out to Korea. They were back together, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm friend zoned, so whatever, we're still friends. It's cool. And I remember that was a time where, I'm not sure if Tumblr is really big now still, but Tumblr was really big during that time. And he ended up proposing to her, and there was clips and videos of the proposal, the engagement, and it actually kind of got pretty viral on Tumblr. And I was like, okay, mister, I'm not ready for a relationship, but I get it, it's different. This was an ex. They had history. It was kind of, it was different. So I understand, you pick the girl you never met physically, or you pick the girl that you were with before you know her, you seen her, like, kind of easy, right? During that time, he ends up at some point going back to the States. I do remember there was a point in time where he went back overseas for a while. He was stationed there. And then he ends up coming back to the States, and him and her are working out their relationship. And me and him are still in communication as friends. At some point, it doesn't work out for them. The engagement ends. They break up. And I know at some point I ended up getting with my son's father. So it just kind of always, we missed each other. If there was ever an opportunity for it to develop again, we ended up missing out on it. So that happened. And then I remember when I broke up and me and my son's father were no longer together, there was still that friendship that we had, but I still had feelings there. And I was like, you know, I'm not ready to be in a relationship right now at this moment. I have a lot going on, but I was hoping maybe something could maybe transpire. And then it doesn't, because he ends up dating another girl. And the way he met her is the way he met me. So they met on social media at some point whenever they worked out the particulars, and they have a long distance relationship, and they're together. And I'm still there as a friend. I will say this, we do finally get to meet, but it's as friends only. As friends only. I just remember that I was in love with this guy, and I never met him. The girl he ended up dating, and they're pretty strong. Me and him don't speak anymore. We thought it was just best that way. Well, I thought it was just best that way for my sanity, because this is someone I really cared about. There's so much we know about each other. One thing I can say is that, you know, when all you have is Skype or FaceTime and phone conversations, you just get to know truly the person for that. You get to talk and have conversations and dig deep, conversations where you may have missed out because you were blinded by, oh, I'm just around you, or we're going on these outings and dates and we're not having conversations, or there's no sex involved. with him, I was just able to really get to know him as a person. And I'm not saying a person that you physically see, you can't have those connections and those talks. I'm not saying that. But I think that forced us to have those conversations, because that's all we really had, was to see each other through a screen and get to really know each other. And so I decided, I was like, I still got feelings for you, and this is not gonna go anywhere. But I will say, I think it's just very interesting that the girl he ended up dating and working things out with, he met her the same type of way he met me. But I will say this, maybe he wasn't ready. We were a whole lot younger. Maybe mentally he wasn't there yet, but he was able to find it in someone. And yeah, so that was the time that I fell in love with someone that I never met. I know that sounds crazy, but like I said, we don't talk now. I think it's for the best. I'll share this. I will say, one time we had a conversation and I asked him, I was like, why didn't you want to see where things could go with me? And he told me, and I'm going to tell you guys what he told me, and then I want you guys to comment down below your thoughts. What do you think about what he said? Do you believe it? Do you think it's BS? Do you think it comes from an understanding place? Just tell me your thoughts. But he told me the reason why he never could really see himself being with me is because even though I'm such a great person, he thinks I'm a good person inside and out, he just always felt that there is someone else who was supposed to be with me. The person I deserved wasn't him. It should be something else. So it should be someone else. He had like this deep feeling that it should be somebody else. There's somebody else out there who's supposed to be with me. And he felt that he wasn't the person. And that's why we never ended up dating. So tell me, you guys, what you think about that. Do you think, yeah, I understand it, oh, girl, that was BS? Whatever. Tell me your thoughts. If you guys like my story, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are already subscribed, hit that notification bell so anytime I do post a video, you guys are the first to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.